Hey guys, Connor Richards of PokerNews here, and this is Life Outside Poker. Okay, I am here with Mounir Tajiou, who is the founder and the creator of the No Filter Poker Tour, which is a very interesting new brand that wants to bring some new things to the table in the poker industry. So we're going to talk all about that. Mounir, you also made a deep run at the World Series of Poker main event this year, so we've got a lot to talk about today. But thanks so much for being here, first of all.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so why don't we go ahead and talk about, you're from Sweden, so talk about growing up in Sweden and when poker first became a part of your life.
Yeah. So, well, my parents are from Morocco, and I'm born, and my siblings are born in Sweden. So I see myself as Swedish, and it's been great. I mean, I lived in the U.S. as well. I lived in New Hampshire for almost 2 years, 25 years ago. So. Yeah, it's been. I've been lucky enough to be able to go to school for a long time, and yeah, and then I found poker pretty late. Actually, I played poker more as a with my teammates. I played soccer, and played with teammates when we were on the tour, the soccer tour, and I started playing seriously poker when maybe it was 5 years ago, maybe, and really thinking that I should go and try to win the GPI of Sweden was maybe a year ago, something like that.
What was it about poker that appealed to you when you found it 5 years ago? What did you like about the game, and what made you stick around and continue to play it to this day?
Well, I always play poker just for the fun of it, and then I've been competing my whole life. So I competed in soccer. I played professional or semi-professional soccer for 7 years. And the reason I was in the US was because I was lucky enough to get a big scholarship of $110,000 from one of the universities. So I always competed, and I competed in school, and then I competed in my profession, which I did for 10 plus years. And then when I, for certain reason, were able to not turn down, but lower my working hours. And then I had a gap of competition in my life. And then I thought about, wait a minute, poker is not a game of fun. It's a game of competition. And that's when I said, I'm going to do my best to climb the GPI ranking. And obviously the GPI ranking is has no meaning. It's just that I'm competing with myself. So that's when I started to really appreciate it. So it's pretty late. But I still love it, and I still play poker to have fun. But it's the competition aspect of it has been more and more the last couple of years.
Yeah, I want to ask you more about the GPI competition, but before that, can you talk a little bit about what your profession was? Because you worked in the legal realm. I believe you were a judge. Is that right?
Yeah, I was you could call it's a junior judge. I was not allowed to sentence people to prison. So I went I was a law clerk first, and then I was a junior judge for a year, and then I was an attorney for 7 years. I was a corporate attorney, so I helped the big banks and the big corporations of the world buying big assets in Sweden. So I was not the guy who defends the small guy, even though that was the reason I started law school, but that's not what I ended up. So I did that for it was almost 10 years. And then I started an investment company, and that's pretty much what I do now. So I'm running my investment company, and it's all based on my phone, which means that I can play poker in tournaments abroad at the same time as I'm working. So that's why I can play poker.
Yeah, and so let's talk about that GPI competitiveness, because one of my colleagues, Elliot Thomas, did a nice interview with you a couple months ago where you talked about, chasing Viktor Blom in the Player of the Year GPI Sweden race, and you actually ended up coming up second. So a good quote that you gave my colleague was, "It hurt to come second. Nobody remembers second, and I had told my kids I'd be number one." So very clear that you have that competitive nature, and you wanted to show your daughters that you could achieve that. So talk about your run there in the POY race.
Yeah, and just to add a little bit spice to it, the GPI Player of the Year is not finished.
Oh, okay.
So the first prize is still on, and I'm still second. And so the reason was that I told my daughters, they are in the late teen, so they are 17 and 15, and I have a younger boy who's 8. But it was the teenagers. I told them in December that next year your father's going to be number 1 in Sweden. I said it almost as a joke, but then I finished second in 2 big events. And then I said it hurts to be second because it hurts more to become second than 7th. Obviously, it's because you're so close to the trophy. But yeah, so I went to the WSOP in Vegas this summer because Viktor Blom, which is obviously a much more accomplished player than I am, he has played poker for 25 years, and I've done this. I said it more as a joke that I'm gonna go and show him who's number 1 of Sweden, and I posted it on Instagram as a joke, and so I told my wife I need to go. He surpassed me yesterday, so I'm leaving. So I was not supposed to go to Vegas. He had a great first 3 weeks of WSOP, and where he crushed the high stakes tournaments. And then I just went there to try to get my number 1 spot back. I didn't succeed, but I did my best.
Yeah, you definitely did, because you made a very deep run in the WSOP main event. I was there. I was live reporting the event, so I remember covering you at the tables. You ended up going out in 58th place for 165,000. So a very deep run there. And, you spent a lot of time on the stream table, so there are some crucial hands and key moments that we can talk about. But yeah, just overall, how do you reflect on your main event run, now that a few weeks have passed in between now and then?
Yeah, but I'm very, first of all, it was, I would say, the most fun tournament I played in my life. I played also the last year. I kind of bubbled. I went out like in 2000, place 2000 in a absolutely insane, stupid pot. I had 400 big blinds. So I had 4 times average or something. And I just did a total unnecessary bluff with a pair and not flush draw and overcard, running into the top set. So we were flipping for like 600-700 big blinds when it was 200 from the bubble. It was just stupid. So I said this year that I'm not going to go all in unless I know it on the river. And the first time I was all in was late day 6. So that was I had a great time, and I love playing in the US in the main event because it doesn't get too serious until day 4, pretty much. That's when people are a bit like taking it serious. I'm not saying taking it serious is bad, but it's the first couple of days. People are just there to enjoy their time and knowing that they're fortunate to be able to play a $10,000 tournament when 80% of the people of the world are starving or at least having trouble knowing where to eat. So it feels good to be there, and everybody's having a good time, being friendly towards each other, and it's a different atmosphere than poker in Europe. That I can tell you, in a good way.
So even with that hand history that you told and some more that we can talk about, it's pretty clear that you're very willing to take it to the streets and, really play poker, play back at people. And that might even have to be with what you were saying about how the main event is unique, is that, you can put people in spots, or, people are playing for such a high buy-in, they might be making mistakes. But how would you describe your overall playing style and strategy?
Well, I will first separate if I care about the tournament or not. That's number one. And that could be, let's say it's obvious for most people, but it's extra strange for me because some tournaments I don't even buy in to finish them. I just buy in because I want to have a good time for 7 hours or 8 hours. And then I'm going to dinner because most likely I'm not going to go deep, because you don't go deep every time. And let's say when it's a one day event, but it depends on my mentality going in. When it comes to the important tournaments like the WSOP main event, EPT main event, that's a total different ballgame. Then my strategy is totally different depending on who's on the table. So I have no idea what strategy I'm going to have unless I see who's on the table and how do they react. So I would say it's very much, you can call it exploitative or whatever you want to use kind of word, but I would call it profiling poker. Like I would profile a person and then I go on that profile. Doesn't mean that if you're weak, I'm going to attack you all the time, because even the weakest person in the world can strike back, or strike back, I mean. But that would be my playing style, which is pretty good, I think. First of all, I'm not a professional poker player, so my leakage is huge. I always think that I was a terrible player the year behind, and I thought that every year. So in 1 year, I'm going to think that today I'm terrible into poker. So I'm not talking like I'm an expert. I'm just answering the question you're asking. So I would go in and play totally different with different people. And the next time I meet them, they can think that I'm going to be tight or overly aggressive, but then I'm the opposite. So what I think is it's very, very, very difficult to put me on a hand.
I think the question of is it too much is an interesting one with this main event, because another player who ran really deep was Will Kassouf, who's a very controversial guy. He's been around for a decade. He had a viral clip, 10 years ago, but he was really on one this entire main event. And so a lot of people, did think that it was too much, and he ended up getting all these penalties and having to be escorted out of the arena. So how do you distinguish what you're trying to do with no filter from somebody like Will Kassouf, who a lot of people would say is going too far?
Okay, without talking about Will Kassouf, because he's not here to defend himself, I would say that we have 3 rules that we don't bend for no one. First one is no player abuse. Second one is no staff abuse. And third one is within the legal boundaries. And when it comes to player abuse, if I did not do the jokes off TV stage, and I did not have dinner with Michael Mizrachi, and the players at the table did not know that I already asked about doing it, that would be player abuse. But given that we were joking about it before, everybody were at the table when I asked the producers and the WSOP. The guy who I asked was the guy who banned Will Kassouf. He's the guy who I asked and said midgets on the table. So the reason why it's distinguished from me and let's say people who get penalties is because I asked for permission. If they would have said, no, Mounir, you cannot say fuck on TV. Of course not. This is owned by this and this company, and we don't see lightly on those kind of foul language. I would not say anything of that sort. If Michael and I would not have dinner where he made some jokes with me that were hilarious, and he would say like, you know what, I kind of felt bad when you said that I'm a shit player, even though I won the Players Championship. I mean, I'm a human being. I would go, oh, I'm so sorry, man. I misread the situation. I'm so sorry. Let me take care of the dinner as an apology and a punishment on myself. Sorry for that. That's what I would have done. And when it comes to the TV table, you will see that people are laughing and talking more than normal. So if you would, when we got off the day 5, I think we had 6 hours straight or 5 hours. It was a long time. It was supposed to be 2 hours. They said, let's have a group photo of you guys. And everybody said yes. And we had a team photo, but we're day 5. We finished day 5. So comparing me to, let's say, other people who are pushing boundaries, I hope that they liked it. Well, I don't hope, because now I know, because we went all and had a beer afterwards. Every one of us, even the quiet one with this guy, he also went with us and took it off and said, oh my God, that was hilarious. I'm not sure everybody goes to have a beer the whole table with someone who gets 10 penalties in one round, without mentioning names. So that would be a distinguish, I hope, between me and. First of all, I did not get a penalty. Not even that. I did not get a warning. Not even that. I went, because you're going to see when, and not see, but if you would check, I left my chair after like 10 minutes and I went to the producer and said, is it too much? So even they have given me the right, doesn't mean I need to use it. Just because you have freedom of speech doesn't mean I should go on to the limit of freedom of speech to make people feel bad. And that's why they let me do what I did, because one guy, he got a penalty in the same tournament for saying the word prick. I said, fuck you, bitch, and get a tap on my shoulder. And that's the difference between knowing when to make a joke and not knowing. I hope.
Yeah. And
if that answers the question.
It does. And it really does seem to speak with exactly what you're trying to accomplish with the no filter poker tour. And so just to give a little background on what that is, this is a tour that is in partnership with Olibet, and you are kind of trying to, make poker fun again in the Baltic region and create a tour where, people can have interactions like this that are good spirited and everybody's laughing and having fun. And, you really demonstrated that during your deep run at the World Series. But talk more about the no filter tour and what you're trying to accomplish with it.
The reason we started it is because the Swedish casino closed, which was owned and ran by the government. And given that I've been working for the law as a junior judge, law clerk, junior judge, and attorney, I don't like doing things illegally, especially when it comes to things that should be legal. And when it comes to the illegal part, I just don't do it. And so I called in Kings of Tallinn. I had a meeting with the boss, the poker head of Olibet, which he's Swedish. He quit now, and I said, I think we can get Swedish people to the Baltic region because it's a short flight, and we should make it fun. And by fun, we also had a DJ coming, and we played a DJ, not like a nightclub but we had music to have people have a relaxing time, have fun. And then we had the players' party. We finish it off on Saturday evening. This time is going to be Wednesday in October for reasons of planning with some players coming. But it's going to be the party. The players' party is going to finish during when the main event finished at 9 o'clock at evening, not 2 a.m. in the morning, 9 o'clock. So everybody who's in the player party, they are railing you. I don't know you, but if there's a player party and you're on the final table, I'm going to look at you. I'm going to say, yeah, who do I like? I don't know. I like the guy with a T-shirt. I'm rooting for him. And then you have an atmosphere like in a soccer stadium or an NFL where people are cheering, and that makes you feel more prestige of winning the tournament. And then if the winner does not come to the player party, because that's the only place when you get the trophy, it's not at the table. You get it at the players' party. And if you as a winner don't come to the player party, I am the one who handing it over. I'm burning it up. We have a charcoal barbecue, and we put gasoline on the charcoal. And if you don't come to the player party and I'm holding the trophy, we burn it up. Because if you want to go home and read the GTO charts for the next tournament, you're not worthy of a no-filter trophy. Because it's about you won, you go to the player party to show your presence and let everyone else say congratulations, and we have a community. So that's some of the alterations we do have. And but it's not only in Baltic. We're going to go international. So the Baltic is just because it was the first one who said yes. But now it's becoming much more big. And my co-owners are some of the famous poker players of the world. So now it's not just me anymore. It's also Tony G is one of the big shareholders of No Filter, and as well as Juha Helppi, and also someone else who I will let people know after the October event, which I'm pretty sure is a kind of a famous fella.
Yeah, that's great to hear about those shareholders. Tony G was actually one of the very first guests on this podcast and is also the founder of the company that I work for, PokerNews. So it'll be great to hear more from Tony in that regard. Yeah, you mentioned the upcoming event in October. That's going to be the Nordic and Baltic Championship Open. So talk about that event and what players can expect, and then any other events that No Filter Poker has on the horizon.
Yeah, so it's going to be and the main event is a 1,100 euro buy-in. It's every tournament we have is unlimited buy-ins. So the main event is the whole event is running 17 to 22nd of October, and we have 5 flights to the main event, and we also have a tournament which is pretty special. It's No Filter Legends of the Game, where we're saluting certain legends of poker. And this time around, we're saluting Tony G as a representative of Lithuania. We are saluting Scotty Nguyen, Scotty Prince of Poker, as a person of Vietnam. He's both Vietnamese and American, but we're saluting him with a Vietnamese flag. And Johnny Lodden, the Norwegian legend, and Noelia Ivars Rico, who is the only female player in Sweden who has won the Swedish championship. And last but kind of not least, we're saluting Michael Mizrachi, representing US. And we're gonna have I don't know if you guys have seen Rocky 4. I don't want to oversell, but the entrance that Apollo Creed had when James Brown was singing. So pretty much we're going to have an entrance of the legends where we're going to have flags and music to salute them for what they have done for poker. And that one is a 3,500 euro tournament. And everyone in the tournament is invited to I have the President Suite of the Hilton Park where the tournament is played in Tallinn, Estonia. And everyone at the tournament is invited to the suites where we're going to have canapes, gin tonic, tequila soda, which is Michael's drink, and non-alcoholic drinks as well, with everybody. And before that, the day before, I have rented a big boat in Stockholm. So 50 people are coming to Stockholm just to have 3 hours of a DJing and drinks and non-alcoholic drinks on the boat, for then going to a party dinner in Stockholm, where there's a very simple rule. If you talk about poker in Stockholm in the social day, you are kicked out. You're not allowed to speak about poker. You can say, oh, I saw you at the poker table last week. That's fine. But if I hear someone talking about I 3-bet with ace jack off, under the gun, not under the gun, that's impossible. Hijack, what do you think of that? What's my rate? I'm sorry, your buy-in is given back to you. Please leave the premises. Because it's a social event, so everybody during the Legend tournament will pretty much know each other. And this is kind of unusual that these people who are invited as legends, they are not playing 3,500 euro tournaments. They're playing 100,000 euro tournaments. But they're doing this because they want to do something back to the community. And I was asked for someone, how much have you paid all these guys for them to come? Scotty, he's flying from Vietnam. Michael Mizrachi, he's flying from US. He has a layover in Europe, but he's flying from US. And Tony G is flying from God knows where Tony is the day before. And they asked me, how much have you paid this guy? And the answer is very simple, and it's the same for all of them. I haven't paid 1 cent. They haven't asked for 1 cent. And I would never pay them 1 cent. Because they're coming because they want to give back to the community. And that's what makes a legend special, because a legend does not do things for money. A legend doesn't have to be rich. A legend can be whatever, because if you're a legend, you care about other people. And that's what all of these three have in common. They care about other people, and they care a lot about the community. And I'm not going to compare myself to them, but I can say that so do I. And that's why I've started No Filter, to give back to the community, because I've been fortunate in my life, and I want to give back as much as I can without hurting myself or my family.
Yeah, and I will mention that we're going to hear from some of these legends. We've got a couple of interviews lined up that we're hopefully going to add on to this so they can talk about their involvement with No Filter. So we'll have more coming up on that. But Mounir, before I let you go, there are just a few more general questions that I like asking my guests on the show. And
Yeah.
the first one is, what is a piece of advice that you'd give to your younger self?
I heard this question being told to someone else. Actually, it was not long ago. It was Leonardo DiCaprio who said it. So I'm going to give him the credit because I thought he gave a good answer. He said, it's going to be all right. So whatever problems you have in your life, because everybody has them. And I'm not talking about that the shoes broke before you go on a date. That's not a problem. If you have a big problem, it's gonna work out. But I do want to add to DiCaprio, because it's easy to say that when you have succeeded, and I would objectively I have succeeded. I mean, I went 7 years university, I have a great job, all that, but you will not succeed if you think the problem will just go away. So if you have that, oh, this shit happened to me, oh, I heard someone said it will pass. Yeah, if you put your mind and heart and time to it to solve it, then it will pass. But honestly, I will not tell that to myself, because I always did that. What do I tell myself, younger self? That's a tough one.
Yeah, that is a kind of tough question. So last question, and maybe one that, would be better to have more time to think about, but I like asking guests for their favorite life lesson that they can take from poker. So with you specifically, maybe what similarities do you see between poker and other things you've been involved in, whether it's your legal work or the competitiveness from playing soccer professionally? What are the connections between those and poker that you see?
That one is easy. That one is very easy. You can have a tournament when your stack goes like this. You could have that. But most likely, your stack is going to go like this. And maybe, and now. The people, when it goes like this in life, think, I'm fucked. They're going to 100% die in the tournament. And you can compare it to whatever, family or career. It's when you go down in tournament, let's say, or in life, and you say, I'm going to fucking make it. That's when you really get your chances up to actually make it. And it doesn't mean that you're going to win the tournament. But then I'm going to phrase or say the quote, what Jack Nicholson said in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I like the movie. That's why I've told it twice. He said, a famous quote from him is, at least I tried. That's when he tries to escape and it doesn't work. And the other inmates, it's a mental hospital. They look at him and laugh at him. Why would you try that? That's impossible. You knew that was impossible. And he stares them down and says, at least I tried. And that's when you compare poker to life, that at least you try. Then I can, like my kid, he's screaming downstairs. I told him not to do it, but at least he tried. He was quiet for 27 minutes.
No, that's great. And hey, I didn't hear anything on my end, so he did a great job staying quiet. But yeah,
He actually did okay, because I told him to 30 minutes and it just passed. So
yeah,
I'm gonna give him a break.
yeah. Well, he did great. But Mounir, this has been great. I've enjoyed talking to you, and we'll look forward to hearing more about this with some of those legendary players.
Thank you so much, Gunnar, and thank you for having me again.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, so I'm very excited to be back here once again with Mounir Tajiou, and we have a special guest this time. It's 1998 WSOP main event champion Scotty Nguyen. Scotty, thanks so much for joining us here today.
Thank you to having me, baby.
So big honor to have you. And the reason we have you here, of course, is because you are partnered up and are going to be doing some work with the No Filter series. So we're going to talk about that. But while I have you here, Scotty, how are you doing? Can you talk about how much poker you've been playing lately and what you've been up to?
I've been play very little of poker after the World Series. I take few months off. I'm in Vietnam, visit my family now. So I'm just, kick back and enjoy my time in Vietnam after the bad World Series, of course.
And actually, a few years ago, I remember writing an article for PokerNews that you had to skip the first half of the series because you were having a surgery. How did the surgery go, and are you recovering okay?
Yes, the surgery was rough because I have from hip surgery, I have both hip done, and then I have both rib open up. I mean, my whole body the last couple of years was like the doctor practicing. I mean, I get cut everywhere, baby. But now I'm good now. I'm in Vietnam every day, try to get me myself healthy, go swimming, and get ready for Sweden, baby.
Well, that's great to hear. Glad that you recovered from the surgery and are doing well. And yeah, it's going to be exciting to have you going out to Sweden for this no filter poker series. Can you talk about how you first heard about it and how you got involved working with Mounir on this?
I was like very surprised when Mounir is come up to me and introduced himself with me. I was stand by the bar, have a drink, and Mounir just come up to me and introduce himself, and that's how everything go from there. That's how I know them, and I'm very excited to go. I can't wait to go to Sweden and play with all those players over there, play each tournament. I mean the no filter, baby. I just want to make no filter bigger and better when I come. I hopefully I can help them out for that.
Yeah, and you mentioned that you haven't been playing much poker recently outside of the World Series. You're there in Vietnam. Do you have any experience playing poker over in Sweden and how excited are you to go to that area of the world?
Oh my God! Baby, I just can't wait because every time when I go to Europe, it just excites me. The player, the people, the fan. They love Scotty Nguyen, baby. So I'm like I'm so ready for them. I'm so ready to give them a good show. You know.
Yeah, and I think there are a lot of poker fans who want that show. I mean, that clip of you at the 1998 World Series of Poker where, you tell your opponent if you call it's all over, baby. That's one of the original viral poker moments. Do you talk about what you see in poker today? And Mounir obviously had a few viral moments in his WSOP run. Do you see him as kind of taking the mantle and making poker fun again in that way?
Baby. When I say that to my opponent, the last hand, I never thought my line would be stand up until today. You car is gonna be all over, baby. Now it's like all over the world. Everybody saying it. Everybody talk about it. Every time they see me or they pluck me out of the pot, they stand up. They go, "You car gonna be all over, baby." I mean, I bring excitement to the poker game. Everywhere I go, I bring joy and happiness to the fan, to the player. That's the main thing. You focus on poker. That's another thing. But the fan is want you to be fun, want you to dance, baby, to make them enjoy to watching you. And that's what I did. That's what I give it to the fan.
Yeah, I'm not surprised to hear that fans are still quoting that to you to this day. So they still do. They'll come up to you and say that line.
All the time, baby. Almost like every day. If I'm out there in the poker tournament, I will hear it not one time, at least 10 times each of every event I play in.
That's great to hear. And so, Scotty, while I have you here, I do maybe just want to ask you just a more general question, and that is, you've been around poker for a very long time. You've seen the game change. You've seen players come and go. Who would you say is the best poker player who you've ever played against?
Have to be three guys: Phil Ivey, Daniel, and Phil Hellmuth. I love to play those three guys. I love to make them walk away and scratch hit their head like, oh my God, I let Scotty set me up again. That's what poker is all about. Friend is friend, business is business. So when you play, if I don't knock him out, he gonna try to knock me out. So if we dance together, if we in the same hand, only one come out winner. So it don't matter. But that's those three guys I have the most fun to play with.
That's a good answer. Those are three very popular players, so I'm sure our listeners will love to hear that.
They give me challenge, baby. They bring the best out of me, especially Phil Hellmuth. He bring the best out of me each up every time he sit down in the same table with me.
Yeah, that's great for sure. Uh,
Yes.
Mounir, let's bring you into this because I want to ask you about how excited you are to have Scotty working on this with you, and then maybe the same question I asked Scotty, which is, do you see Scotty as an inspiration for what you're trying to do here in terms of the no filter tour and making poker, more exciting and more of an entertainment thing?
Yeah, I will say that to have Scotty and the other legends come to Sweden, because in Sweden we have the social event. So we're just gonna have one day, one evening without poker, and then we all fly to Tallinn, Estonia the day after. So it's gonna be great to show them my country. And I mean, Scotty has been to Sweden many times, and he's been
Right.
collaborating with a Swedish brand, also a shoe brand, if I'm not mistaken.
No, the expect, baby.
The Expect, yeah,
Expect.com. That
yeah,
yes.
the expect.com, that's right.
Right.
No, I mean, when it comes to the no filter and to have fun in poker, it's not many people who have enjoyed themselves in the poker table like Scotty. I would say, honestly, I'm not saying it because they are coming, actually, but I would say in the top five, the people who looks like they enjoy themselves playing poker, I would say Scotty, I would say Danny Negrano, I would
Yeah.
say Tony G, and I would
Yeah.
say Michael Mizrachi.
Oh yeah, he give you game, baby. He has
Yeah,
game up of his sleeve. You never know
yeah,
where he's at.
yeah. That's so. It's just to be honest, Connor. It's surreal that I mean I started this no filter less than half a year ago, and now three of the five biggest, I would say, stars and entertainers of poker are coming, and I don't think that's a fluke. I never, when I'm at the table, I don't know if this is same for Scotty, but I never talk at the table because other people should think it's fun. I'm just being myself, and then that people like it, that's like a side effect. It's not the purpose. I was
Baby,
asked, yeah,
go ahead.
go ahead.
Every player they have their own style. I enjoy the game. I enjoy the player because I talk trash to them. I make them laugh. I set them up. Even I knock them out of the game. They don't even get mad at me. They laugh. They say like, "Man, Scotty, you did it again. You set me up." Something like that. You make
Yeah,
it fun for poker.
yeah, and that's basically what I think it should be, and that's why I'm really looking forward to this this lineup. It's just a dream to have this lineup. I mean, and when I saw Scotty, it was my friend who knocked me on my shoulder and said, "There's Scotty," and I just went on pitch mode, and just said, I'll go and ask him."
How you even come up to me? Anyway, I don't remember.
I didn't because I just bust. I think I just no, I didn't bust yet. I think I just bagged for day 4, I think, and then my friend said, "There's Scotty," and I just went, "Oh, Scotty, he's perfect for No Filter to come to Sweden," and then it was obviously not every you don't click with everyone. And just the way you approached me and were very humble, and then we went to the bar and we sat there for 2-3 hours.
Right.
You made your magical tricks. I'm gonna make sure you do it in No Filter as well.
I will do that, baby.
I will not disclose the joke, but the point is that it's three magical tricks, which one of them is the climax, and you don't see it coming. It was really, really, really good.
You're right. You remember the last one I did for you guys? You never see it's coming.
No, I can see when
don't never give that away. Wait until I get there.
Yeah, of course. I know how magic works. You never tell anybody.
Yeah, yes.
No, forget about it. I'm not mentioning a word. So, and then we met. We had like 2 or 3 hours, and I was gonna play day 5 afterwards, and I haven't even met Michael yet. When I met you, Michael, I met on day 5, and then we met every day. We met like 3 days in a row, 4 days in a row, and we're just relaxing. And we never spoke poker. I don't think we spoke poker once.
Baby, I mean, Michael, he's so lucky because he have you as the stranger, and you give him the 110% support for that event. It's just unbelievable. And Michael, it made it magical to get there, to be who he is today.
Yeah. So, Connor, that's how we met.
Yes, that's how we met. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great story. And yeah, I must say, Scotty, you do seem to be a very perfect fit for this type of poker tour. So it's very exciting that you're gonna get to go over there to Sweden and Tallinn. I won't be there personally, but I know PokerNews will have people there covering the event. So we look forward to seeing you out there.
You know, baby, I will be there. But first, I want to introduce you someone very special to me in Vietnam.
Yeah.
This is my baby.
Hello.
Hello.
She from Russia. Her name is Tajiou. That's Mounir.
Nice to meet you.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, very nice to meet you.
She stick with me. I mean, like, first I came to Vietnam, I was struggle for being lazy and didn't do nothing. And I don't feel good most of the time. And then I met her. She forced me every morning, gotta go swimming and walk and do activity. And then now, baby, because of her, I'm like, yeah, baby, let's go.
Oh, that's the way. That's the way to do it.
Yes. She's very special to me. I'm Mounir.
It's going to be nice to meet you.
Yeah. Thank you for introducing her. And yeah, Scotty and Mounir, like I said, thanks again. This has been great. And yeah, I think we've had a good talk here.
You got it, baby. Anything you want to ask me, baby, just shoot, baby. I will give you all the right answer. Scotty, do this for hundreds of times, baby.
That's great to meet you again. Okay, thank you so much, Connor.
Yeah,
you got
thank
it, baby.
You both.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you guys.
Love you. Bye.
All right, I'm very excited to be joined right now by the reigning WSOP main event champion, Michael Mizrachi, who is actually calling in from Europe. Michael, how are you doing today?
I'm doing amazing. I just got off the gumball ride. I had to take it a little bit easy. I've been driving. I was driving from Bucharest, Romania, and I end up in Florence. I didn't do the whole way to Ibiza, but I think I'm going to meet him there in a few days. I'm going to take a flight over there. So I'm just staying in Florence for a little bit.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Talk about why you're participating in this race. How's it been going so far? Who you're representing and all that.
Well, it's just something I want to do. Ben Lamb offered me to, he's like, come hang out with me, come do the drive. You're gonna have an amazing time. It was quite the experience. But I mean, I enjoy driving, but it was like crazy, crazy. We're like super fast and like just it was a lot in the Lamborghini, but I had an amazing time. But I had to take it easy. I need a little break. Just so and I love Italy, so I want to stay for a little bit. Yeah, and then I'll probably meet them back in Spain, in Ibiza. Take a flight over there from here.
Yeah, that's very exciting. And Michael, you're of course coming off of a historic World Series of Poker. You first won your fourth PPC title, then you also won the main event and were immediately inducted into the Poker Hall of Fame. So really just a fantastic summer all around. And one of the people that you met this summer was the other person on this card, Mounir, who you're now working with a bit on the No Filter Poker Tour. So can you talk about first meeting Mounir and what your impressions were playing with him in the main event?
Well, I think Mounir was a lot of fun to play with. He made a lot of jokes, kept me cracking, and he kept poker fun, which it should be. That's the way I am at the table as well. So I promised Mounir, listen, I'm coming. Especially when I won the main event, he was very supportive. He was there for me till the end. And then I said, I promised him I'm coming to your tournament. There's no doubt about it. 100% I'm supporting you. You're an amazing person, a great guy, and great for poker. So. And then I think it'll be a lot of fun when we're both over there. And he's got a really good jokes. So I hope everybody shows up to the No Filter tournament.
And one of the hands that I got a chance to ask Mounir about earlier was one that kind of went viral. It was on day five of the main event, and you two got in a bit of a raising war on the turn. It was a hand where you had ace five for just ace high, and then Mounir actually had the best hand. He had pocket sevens, but I believe he thought he was bluffing you when you got in this raising war. But
Yeah.
do you know the hand I'm talking about? And can you
Is
talk
that
about
the is that the hand he started humping the chair?
that's the one? Yep.
Oh yeah, I remember that hand. Yeah, he thought I usually have the worst hand anyway, so he had the best hand. So he got excited for no reason.
Who said I was bluffing? I was protecting my equity.
Nah, he's just we were having drinks, we're having a good time. So that's all. That's what poker's all about, to make an experience for everyone. And I'm tired of these boring guys wearing sunglasses, hoodies. That's not what we do. We make poker great and more exciting. And I feel like everyone should play, like, have the same style as both of us. It just keeps things keep things interesting.
Yeah, I remember covering Mounir at the tables in the main event, and definitely a very entertaining player. I don't know, you could think that in some situations that sort of profanity might rub people the wrong way, but it sounds like you saw it as all being in very good spirit and didn't take any offense to him humping the chair or any things like that.
Nah, I thought it was pretty funny. Yeah. Then I think one day he pulled down his pants too. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, but Michael, not everybody knows that.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Sorry, I didn't know it was a
No,
secret.
no, just for your reference, I took my pants off in the feature
It's
table,
okay.
but the camera
Yeah.
was on the table too.
It's okay. I think he was wearing shorts anyways. He's fine.
I was wearing shorts,
Yeah, you're
because it was
safe.
so hot. Everybody was
Yeah, it
taking
was
off
really
their
hot.
hoodies. Everybody was taking off their hoodies because it was so hot in the feature table one. So I said, "Why are you taking your hoodies off?" And I took my pants
Yeah.
off.
I love it.
Yeah, definitely a lot of interesting antics. And that brings us nicely into Mounir's tour that he's running, the No Filter Poker Tour, which really seems aimed at, making poker entertaining and fun and all that. So, Michael, what has your involvement been and how did Mounir get you on board to help support this tour?
Well, I mean, first off, supported me all the way when he got knocked out of the tournament. He was there for me to the end. He invited to me amazing dinner, so a nice big dinner for a lot of people. Uh, he was just very supportive, and I felt his energy, and I think him and obviously my family, friends, he got me to where I wanted to be to win the tournament, and I felt great, and I'm very happy and I'm just amazing to meet Mounir, just as the person he is, and I'm happy to call him a friend, a great friend, and just I'll give him all my love and support, and I'm happy to be there for the No Filter tournament.
Yeah, and one of the No Filter events coming up is going to be a championship event in October in Tallinn. So, Michael, are you going to be there? And then maybe after that, Mounir, you can walk us through the schedule for that stop.
Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna meet. I'm gonna meet him in Sweden. Take a stop. Well, I'm going to Spain first, then go to Sweden to meet him there, like just to see his hometown and hang out. And then we're gonna go to Estonia together to Tallinn, and then from there I go back to. Then from there I actually go play the World Tournament of Slots after that. So it should be interesting in the Bahamas. Yeah. So I have quite the schedule.
Yeah, that's right.
It's no, but following up on your question, Connor, it's honestly, it's you can see what person Michael is. Who's he told me he's coming to No Filter in July when I was busted in the main event, and he's a man of his words and he's a man of values, and we spoke with Scotty just 1 hour ago, and he spoke highly of you, and he's thrilled to meet you again. And yeah, it was not a persuasive. I asked Michael, and he said, "I'm coming." It was not such like a big deal. And
Yeah.
So and when it comes to the pocket sevens, I just want to put to the record that I was bluffing. Yes, I was.
Yeah, you thought you were bluffing, but you didn't know you were the best hand.
That's not a thought. When you can be bluff with the best hand, I wanted you to fold. That makes me bluffing.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but Michael said something that was not true in face to face. He said, "Why would you do that? I would never fold pocket eights and pocket nines," which actually was the thing I thought he had. And I'm pretty sure he would. Regardless of that, it was something that I would cherish my whole life. It was because what I thought when I did it was just in case he has ace deuce, which was what he's repping with his blocker, ace five, whatever. It goes to him. So I would not do it, even though it was main event, 10 million to the top, all that. It was still 140 people left, whatever it was. And I'm really happy that I took it to the streets, and you cannot imagine how happy I was when the ace came on the river when he had ace king against pocket kings. It's still the same person that I wanted to bluff. It's the same person that I stuck behind.
I think I still have an ace right there. Oh, but by the way, look, guys, they messed up, but I have the ace. I got the ace of diamonds.
Oh, you do. That was I never been happier for a card in my life than I was when the ace came and I was with your brothers and your son. It was absolutely amazing, and it was that point that I called my daughters, and because they already were not embarrassed but funny embarrassed about what I did to you, Michael, because they were watching it live. I told them I was going to do something crazy. But when you got on to win it, it was just meant to be. It was really good, and I'm gonna do it again to you in Estonia, just so you know. Or maybe
That's
you do
okay.
it.
I'll you one back. Don't worry. It's
Exactly.
okay. I'll get you back. That's where we can have fun. So it's okay. We'll do it. We'll make it very entertaining for sure.
But Connor, I have to say for the record that I asked for permission to do it from the WSOP and Poker Go before I did it.
Oh, nice.
I would never use profanities in TV.
Yeah, that's right. I remember you mentioning that you had permission, so that's good to clarify.
I did.
And Michael, that was very cool to see that Ace of Diamonds tattoo that you revealed here. So that's another good luck charm for you.
And it needs a little work, but yeah, I was I think I was covering it up a little bit. I didn't let it heal. So I think might have to redo it. But I got the most important ace of diamonds in the room when I need it. It doesn't matter this one. Like this one, I could do again. It's fine.
Yes, for sure.
When I need it, I got it.
Well, Connor, just to recap what you asked about what the schedule is. Michael mentioned the Stockholm. Well, we're gonna have. Well, you're coming on the 15th, Michael, so we will have 2 days.
Yeah, yeah. I'll be there from the 15th to the 17th, I think.
Yeah,
we leave on the 17th to Tallinn. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Scotty and Tony G and the rest, they're coming on the 16th. And what we're doing is that I've rented a boat. So we're going to go out. We're going to be like 50 people. We're going to go out on a boat, have some pre-drinks from 5:00 p.m., watching Stockholm from the sea. We have the DJ on board, and we're just relaxing, having a few drinks, having some canapes. And then we're going for a dinner in the best Italian party place in Stockholm. And the rule is really simple. There's no boring people allowed on the boat. That's number one. Number two, if I hear anybody talking about ace jack of suit 3-bet, they're going to be escorted out of the boat. They're going to be.
We throw them overboard.
If we're at sea, I've told them to bring a small boat because I don't want to kill anybody.
Or a life jacket.
Life jacket goes well. They are going to be thrown out. Okay. There's no poker talk allowed. And then after that, we're going to fly. Everyone is flying the next day to Tallinn for the tournament to start on the 17th of October. And then when the Legend tournament it's on the 18th of October. We're saluting some legends of poker. And so we are saluting Michael Mizrachi. Your flag will be American. We're saluting Tony T. His flag will be Lithuania. And we're saluting Scotty Nguyen with a Vietnam flag. And Juha Helppi, Finnish. And then our only female Swedish champion, Noelia. She's going to be our Swedish legend. So we're going to do something extra for them to salute them during the tournament. And it's going to be extremely prestige tournament since people will know each other before it starts. Because you, Michael, are going to meet 25 of them or 30 of them on the boat.
Okay, perfect. Amazing.
Both Norwegian, Swedish, and all over the world. And then it's going to be a main event, €1,100. It's going to be like a normal event, but emphasis on having a great time and relaxing and don't take life too seriously is going to end up anyway. So let's have fun on the ride.
Yeah,
I definitely will.
That sounds like a great schedule. And Michael, we appreciate you taking the time from your busy schedule there in Europe and driving Lamborghinis to talk to us. And yeah, we'll see you in Tallinn.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thanks for having me, guys. And can't wait to see you guys. It's going to be amazing. No poker talk October 16th. There you go.
No, it's no warning penalty. There's no warning.
Okay. No warning.
Does it? Someone tells you anything about poker?
I'm giving the warning now. That's the whole point.
That's the point. Exactly.
All right, guys.
Perfect.
I love you, brother. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. All right. I'm very excited right now to be joined by a Finnish poker legend, Juha Helppi. Juha, thank you for being here today. I'm excited to talk to you.
Nice to be here. Thanks.
So you're probably much more of an expert on poker over there in the Baltic region than I am as an American over here. So can you talk about what the poker scene's like in Finland and then also at Tallinn where this no filter poker stop's going to take place?
Yeah, the poker scene in Finland is big compared to the size of the nation. We have only 5.5 million people and we have a lot of top poker players. Nowadays, the live poker scene in Finland is quite bad. There's no international tournaments, so that's why Finnish people often go to Tallinn to play like live tournaments. If they have like a nice tournament week, they're Kings of Tallinn or now No Filter Poker Series. A lot of Finns will be going.
How close is Tallinn to Finland and what's the poker scene like over there?
It's very close. It's like 90 kilometers, 2 hours by boat or like 15 minutes by plane or so, maybe half an hour. I haven't actually flown there from Helsinki, but I always take a boat. So it's very, very close, and a lot of people come to Tallinn to play. There's not so many local players. There's some, but like a lot of people come from Finland, Sweden, Latvia, some Russians also before the war, and across all over Europe also.
So before we talk a little bit more about the tour, Juha, one thing that I want to mention is, in addition to a poker player, you've also been a national paintball champion. My colleague Chad Holloway had a nice article on that a couple of years ago. So how's the paintball been going?
Yeah, paintball has been fun. I've played 30 years. I was the national champion, or my team was 7 times. I was the captain maybe 5 or 6 times out of those. So it's been fun. I still play a bit, but not much. I'm 48 years old. So young kids are getting too fast for me.
Well, that's good to hear that you're still playing some. So let's go ahead and talk about this No Filter Poker Tour. How did you first meet Mounir, and how did you get involved with promoting this tour?
I'm not actually quite sure where I met him the first time, but I was in Johan Storaker's tournament, and there we got like more friendly. And then we met in Vegas and talked about No Filter, and decided that it would be a good idea to start this, or he actually started it before already in Tallinn, but a smaller stop. So now we're gonna like start going bigger with this. I wasn't in the first one, and this is kind of the second one, but kind of the first bigger one that No Filter is gonna have. I think there's a demand for a poker series that's a bit smaller than EPTs are, but anyway bigger than those national stops they have in many countries, like Poker Stars national stops or UK national stops, what they have.
And Mounir had some viral moments at the WSOP on the feature table. He's a very loud and active player. How would you describe your personality compared to Mounir's, especially at the poker table?
Yeah, we are quite the opposite. Mounir talks a lot all the time. He's very funny. He's entertaining everybody. I sometimes talk a lot too, but it depends who's at the table. I need to have like a friend there. Mounir can talk a lot with anyone. I need to have some closer friends to make jokes with. I don't get so friendly with people I don't know yet so quickly. So we're different personalities, but we get along very well.
Yeah, that's great. Mounir, why don't you hop in and talk about, how excited you are to work with a Finnish poker legend who really understands the region and really comes from that area of the world.
Yeah, and also I can say something about how I asked Juha to be involved and be also part of No Filter. Is I had someone in Vegas during WSOP that was going to give me money. It was not a lot, but it was maybe like $7,000-8,000, and he was flying home the day before I was coming. And he said, "Do you know anybody you can trust in Vegas now?" And all of the Swedish people that were going that I knew, they hadn't arrived yet. And then I understood that Juha was there, but I only known him for like 1 or 2, like you said, Juha, in Johan Storaker's tuxedo tournament in Sweden. But then I thought, wait a minute, I trust this guy. So I texted Johan and said, could you do me a favor and just collect this? And obviously Johan knows my background and that I'm coming from a very serious profession. And he said, yeah, of course. And he didn't say, yeah, of course, buy me a lunch. He just said, yes, of course. And then that's when it like confirmed to me that, yeah, this is actually a trustworthy person, not only because he's Finnish, because Finnish are very trustworthy people. I have to say that because my wife is half Finnish. So I have to say that they are very trustworthy, and they are. So that's how we met. And also that Juha has been, it's tough for Juha to speak about himself in a grandiose way, whatever you want to call it. But it's easier for me or you, Connor, to say that it's to be around for 30 years or something, not 30, but 25 years in poker in this kind of environment, and don't have one spot on your resume that takes a lot of values, straight shooting, and just being a nice person and correct person. And that's what it was very. Me and Tony G were both very happy when Juha wanted to be involved.
Yeah, that's great. And Juha, I'm looking at your Hendon Mob here, and you've had a busy fall and summer. You were at the World Series in Vegas. You were at the EP2 Barcelona Poker Tour. That's one of my favorite stops. What else is on the horizon for you? What else are you going to be playing this year?
Of course, the no filter poker, and then after that, I think I'll go to Master Classics of Poker in Netherlands, Amsterdam. I like it. I often go there, and also then after that, I think I go to EPT Prague, or if not EPT Prague, then I go to Bahamas, one series of poker. But I think I prefer EPT Prague because it's closer and it's tax free for me.
So even like Mounir was saying, 25 years into the game, however long you've been a professional, it sounds like you're still playing pretty regularly, going to all these stops every few weeks.
Yeah, I still play about the same time as before, like 3 months abroad, maybe 3.5 months. But Vegas was so long, so maybe it's 3.5 months now. I spent over a month in Vegas, so yeah, I consider myself a professional, but I don't play so much online that when I was like a young man, I played a lot. Nowadays, I take it easy and play more live and online much less.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much for being here, and we look forward to seeing you on the No Filter Poker Tour. And yeah, look forward to that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, thank you both.